This is Mimi, and this is part 3, and we are learning about the Bible. The Bible is a mini library made up of 66 books. And remember, it's not to one country or to one group of people, it's to the whole world. In part 2, we learned the first 5 books are called the Torah. Torah. It means instructions. And because God loves us, it's God's loving instructions to the world. And some refer to it as the law. Today we're going to look at another group of books. And these are history books. These are referred to as historical books. And these are all in the Old Testament. And the books are Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, and Esther. And so let's look at each of these books for a quick summary of what they are about. The first book is Joshua. And Joshua is the leader of the Israelites, and they have come to the Promised Land. And this book tells about them crossing over Jordan and going into the Promised Land. The next book is called Judges. Israel is in the Promised Land. It has been divided, the land, into areas for certain families. And this is the judges come into play. And there's 14 judges. And this tells the story of how these judges judged Israel and their stories. The next book is Ruth. You're right, Ruth is about a woman and how that she married a Jewish Israelite man and he died, so that tells of her sorrow and the love she had for her mother-in-law and how that in the end she has great happiness. The next book is called 1 Samuel. And 1 Samuel tells the story of Samuel. And the story of how he was a prophet and how that he anointed the first king of Israel. It also tells the story about a boy who was named David and how that David killed a lion and killed a bear and killed a giant, and how that he became king of the nation. Then the next one is 2 Samuel. This tells of what happened while David was king. Then we come to 1 Kings. And this tells of the last days of David when he was the king of Israel. And it tells the story of his son Solomon and how he became the next king of Israel. 2 Kings tells about the story of a man named Elijah and what happened when he prayed there'd be no rain, and there was no rain. God heard and answered his prayer. And it tells how he went to heaven in a chariot of fire. Wow. And how there was a man named Elisha who took his place. Then 1 Chronicles, it tells about the history and genealogy of both King Saul and King David. Whoops. Then we come, to 2 Chronicles. 2 Chronicles tells the story of King Solomon and the building of the temple in Jerusalem. Then we come to a book called Ezra. And this is his story. And the ministry of Ezra and the building of the second temple. And Nehemiah is the next book. And it's the leadership of Nehemiah and how that he was rebuilding the wall of Jerusalem. And then the last one we're going to talk about today is Esther. Esther is a fantastic book. It tells about a Jewish woman who was in a foreign country and how she became queen of Persia, the foreign country, and how she risked her life to save the nation of Israel. And each year there is a celebration called Purim, and we learn about that in the book of Esther. So you can see these books here from Joshua to Esther, and they're filled with wonderful stories of miracles and of victories of God's people, and also what happens when they disobeyed, but God showed grace. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and we will do part 4 next time with another group of books we're going to look at. And if you come across a Bible, this is one of my Bibles, that you will take a moment and look through the Bible and see these books and see some of the ones we have mentioned here today. Until next time, you have a great day. Remember, God loves you. And I love you. Have a great day. This is Mimi. Bye-bye.